So we are back with another video. I know it's been super long, but I just had some more brainstorming and things to do. So now I feel like I have more of an idea of the type of videos I want to make. So that's what we are doing today. My goal today is to clean out my wardrobe. There's a lot of clothes that I have that I don't really wear, or that are just very cheap, very cheap material from a long time ago. Not the best looking type of clothing that I have. So today we're going to be creating my brand new wardrobe. We're starting with pajamas and like house clothing in this video. Alright, so here is all the fabric that I will be donating and giving away. Honestly, I just did a quick sweep through my closet. This was not even in detail, but I already had an idea of clothes that I knew I've had for a while but just won't be wearing or not interested in wearing, or just cheap or faded, or simply its time is overdue. So already this is quite a bit of clothing, but there is still even more clothes that I could use. Now moving on, so here's some of the fabric that we'll be using to make our new wardrobe. So these first two fabrics are satin fiber. It's supposed to mimic the silk but cheaper. And this one here is the real deal. This is the silk fabric, super soft to your skin. Now, I do want to start using more natural fibers going forward, so I did, of course, get a little bit of both just so I don't mess up the more expensive fabric, because that can get really annoying. But we also grabbed some lace to see if we can play around and put it on some of the pieces just to spice it up a bit. And then I also even got a brown dye just to, again, play with it and see what works well. Okay, so here we are working on the first black set. This is going to be a top and a bottom, a short set with some lace. So first we are just cleaning up the edges. So here I'm using my serger. As you see, this is just to encase the raw edges, make it look a lot more professional, nice, and neat. And this is kind of tedious, but it's super easy and it is 100% worth it. So definitely do it if you have a serger, or just use a zigzag stitch. Now here's the lace that I am playing around with, just seeing how it looks, if I want it to be hand sewn or not. And then here's the top. So we're just doing a stitch around the top edge there. All right, so here's the final look. I think it came out really well, and I'm glad that I used my satin fabric before I start with my silk, because now I know certain things to make it come out a little bit more neater. Also the shorts, I feel like they're a little bit too long, especially at this torso part, so I'll know to cut off like about an inch and then do the waistband. Same thing with the lace, it's a little bit rough, so kind of itchy, but overall I really like it. And now we're gonna move on to the next set. Here's some close-ups. As you can see, it's a little bit long, a little bit high. I don't mind the length, but this part just, I don't know if I should have added some lace to it. Let me know if you guys think I should add some lace and how that would look with it, with the shirt and the shorts. Alright, next we are moving on to our pajama pants. So here is what the fabric is looking like. These are the back pants. It's like this type of fabric, snowflakes or whatever. So yeah, we're just cutting out the front and back pants, and then we will sew it all. Now for our second, we have these winter pajamas with some long pants. These are very easy to make and I like them a lot. The straps I may have to shorten though, because I feel like they're just a little bit longer than I prefer, but other than that, it's very comfortable. This is all cotton fabric as well. Alright, so here's how the dress looks on. As you can see, it fits me very nicely. Like, I did the measurements very well, but there were some mishaps here because I did not self-draft it, so this is a lot farther to the side where it should be in more, so this doesn't lay right. This is all droopy, but the shape was very nice. And here's the bottom portion, very flowy. Alright, so here we are just seam ripping the dress, trying to save and preserve as much fabric as we can to hopefully make a pair of shorts and possibly even a shirt. So we're just seam ripping, getting the zipper and all the different pieces. Okay, so after seam ripping everything, I was able to get the fabric in a decent place where I can cut it to the short so I can make a pair of shorts with the same pattern I used for the blacks that I made. However, this is what's left for the top, which could technically make a top, but the only thing is that this fabric is not super stretchy, so if I were to make a top, it would be a little bit smaller and I probably wouldn't be able to get it over my head. So we're gonna come back to this, but for now we're just going to sew these up, and then I think I'm gonna add some brown lace to it. And so thankfully I was able to get a pair of shorts with this fabric that I just seam ripped, so that was good. The feel of this fabric is amazing. I love it. I do want to try to get a top, but I did not have patience for it, so we just finished. Alright, so I'm excited because we finished our shorts, and now we're just working on the last piece, which is going to be the pajama dress. It's like a slip dress, tank top slip dress, so we're working on that, and it's going to be used with the blue fabric. So it'll be used with this, and we're doing it on the Ditto pattern projector. So that is how it is looking. So what I'm actually going to try to do is cut the dress on its bias, just because it flows nicer and it's stretchier. You do waste more fabric, of course, but honestly this is satin, so it's pretty cheap anyways, and I think it'll just be worth it. Alright, so here is the slip dress that I made, and I like the color. It's a very nice baby blue. I think it goes well with my skin. And I like the flow of it. It's also pretty stretchy, even though this is a satin fabric. There are some tension issues here. And then the darts, I don't usually make darts, so that's kind of different for me. But overall, I think it looks pretty good. It's very comfortable, just as a nightgown to throw on. And yeah.